My ride today takes me on the Trail of the Coeur d'Alenes. It's a 73-mile Rails to Trails bike trail that runs from Plummer, Idaho to Mullen. It is built on the old Union Pacific rail line that was used to transport gold and silver down from the towns of Kellogg and Wallace. I'm only going to be riding a section of the trail, basically from the Chatcolet Campground where I'm staying, out to Bull Run Lake and back. I consider this to be the most scenic part of the trail and the section of the trail where I stand the best opportunity of seeing moose. From the deck of the Chatcolet Bridge, you get a nice view of the lower arm of Lake Coeur d'Alene. I'm now heading over to the east bank of Lake Coeur d'Alene on my way to Harrison. The trail is shared by cyclists and walkers, and in the wintertime, even snowshoers. Deer up ahead. It's nice to get into the sun and out of the shade. It's a little cool in the shade this early in the morning. I'm now coming into the small town of Harrison. This is a great place to stop after a ride and get something to eat at a place like One Shot Charlie's. You can also rent bikes at the Cycle House here. All along the trail, there are restrooms and picnic tables. I've arrived at Anderson Lake, just outside of Harrison. This is where a lot of cyclists have spotted moose. You can see a beaver lodge in the distance. The marshes all along the trail are prime habitat for moose. The Coeur d'Alene River is on the left. I will follow this river all the way out to Bull Run Lake. Over on the right, they're doing some restorative work to the marshlands. If you look closely, you can see some deer in the marsh feeding. I have finally come across some moose. Out there in the distance, you can see a bull and 2 cows. They're a little hard to make out, so I've included some photos here to show you. As I mentioned earlier, this trail is sited on an old Union Pacific Railroad line. The line was used to transport gold and silver from the towns of Kellogg and Wallace. To build the railroad line, the railroad laid ballast that was mainly composed of tallings from the mines. These tallings just so happen to have toxic chemicals in them. A partnership was created between the tribe of Coeur d'Alene, the state of Idaho, the U.S. government, and Union Pacific to clean up the toxic tallings and build a trail over it. Today, where once a toxic roadbed existed, now stands this beautiful trail that takes people 73 miles from Plummer to Mullen. The Trail of the Coeur d'Alenes is recognized by the Rails to Trails Conservancy as one of the top trails in the country. I'm nearing the turnaround point. I've now ridden 22 miles. It's amazing how fast those miles go by when you're surrounded by such beautiful scenery. 22 miles later, I've arrived at the Bull Run Lake trailhead. I'm now heading back in the same direction I came. I plan on stopping in Harrison for some lunch. I stopped here for a moment because this part of the trail gives you a beautiful view of the Coeur d'Alene River. I'm now coming back into Harrison. I'm going to stop for lunch here and eat at One Shot Charlie's, and then afterwards I'll probably grab an ice cream because I certainly, after 44 miles, deserve one. I'm now getting ready to cross back over the Chatcolet Bridge as I head towards the Chatcolet Campground. One of the ingenious things that the trail designers did was to create a staggered ramp up to the bridge. You'll notice that the incline has sort of a wave to it, and that's because it allows cyclists, especially those that aren't strong cyclists, to kind of get a momentary break as they climb up to the deck of the bridge. After riding 53 miles, ascending to the top of the bridge here was rather tiring. Descending from the bridge was a little exhilarating. I started to catch some air as I went down the ramp. 54 miles later, I'm back where I started. What an amazing ride I had, and I even got to see moose.